You must have seen the orange-colored growth on spoiled corn, the gray to black or white spots on a 3-day-old bread left in a warm and humid or moist place, or the kabuti that your father gathered from the woods and yeast used in making bread. And you may not see it, but the yeast that puffs the bread is actually a fungi. Here, in the Doll Productions, we discuss to you about kingdom fungi. Mycology is the study of fungi, and if there is a study, then there will be the one who study. The mycologists. Mycologists are the one that study fungi like me. First of all, fungi are not plants. Even though they cannot move like plants do, they have no chlorophyll to do photosynthesis. They are eukaryotic cells, which means they have membrane-bound organisms like nucleus, cell membrane, mitochondria, and etc. Fungi are saprophytic, which means they live on dead organisms. Fungi are important decomposers and recyclers for nutrients in the environment.
Now, let's talk about the characteristics of fungi. Fungi are absorptive heterotrophs, which means they digest food from their host and then absorb it into their bodies. And that food energy is called glycogen. Fungi release digestive enzymes to break down organic material. That's why they are called decomposers. What makes fungi different from plants? Well, that is because fungi lack true roots, stems, or leaves. Their cell walls are made up of chitin, and their body is called thallus. And what acts as their absorbing part of their body is the hyphae or the mycelium. While mushrooms are used as food, not all mushrooms are edible. Others are poisonous. Now let's talk about the parts of fungi. As an individual strand, hyphae and mycelium as a group, they absorb and provide nutrients to the fungi by extending downward into the substance. Rhizoids are root-like parts of hyphae that anchor the fungus, and some fungi inhibit or have a hosteria, a parasitic hyphae on plants and animals. How do fungi reproduce? Fungi reproduce asexually or sexually. Asexual reproduction usually occurs when nutrients are sufficient for the needs of fungi to reproduce genetically identical organisms. Sexual reproduction takes place when the conditions are poor and nutrients are scarce. In asexual reproduction, we have three kinds of reproduction method. Fragmentation, when parts of the mycelium become separated and begins a life of its own. Budding, a small cell forms and gets pinched off as it grows to full size, usually occurs in yeast. Asexual spores, producing spores by a single mycelium. First, we have phylum Zygomicota. It is called the sporangium fungi. They are commonly called moles. Reproductive structures called sporangium is located atop of sporangiospores, and sporangium makes spores for asexual reproduction. Right? Another reproduction method when positively charged hyphae and negatively charged hyphae fuse together and are called conjugation. Next up is phylum Basidiomycota. They are called club fungi. This includes mushrooms, toadstools, bracts, and shelf fungi, puffballs, pinkhorns, rust, and sponges. Parts of club fungi includes basidiocarp. Basidiocarp is their fruiting bodies, and it is made up of stalk called the style, and the flattened cup with gills called basidia underneath. Basidiospores are located on the phylum Ascomycota. They are called sac fungi. This includes cap fungi, molds, truffles, yeast, and mildew. Specialized hyphae known as ascocarps contains ascus. Ascus is a sac which makes ascospores in asexual reproduction. Example of asexual reproduction in phylum Ascomycota is yeast or Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Yeast reproduce asexually. Phylum Chytridium-mycota, called chytrids, produces motile spores that moves apparently, mostly saprobes and parasitic in aquatic habitats. and they biodegrade and recycle nutrients.
Fungi fact number 1. The antibiotic penicillin is made by the Penicillium mold. Fungi fact number 2. Did you know that fungi are more closely related to animals? Recent DNA-based studies show that fungi are more similar to animals than to plants. Fungi fact number 3. There are more than 70,000 species of fungi described by mycologists. Fungi fact number 4. Over 90% of the described fungi are classified either as basidiomycetes, which reproduce mushrooms or smuts that cause plant disease, or as ascomycetes, which includes yeast or truffles. Fungi fact number 5. Some of the oldest biotechnological uses of fungi include the cultivation of edible mushrooms, brewing and baking with yeast. In modern times, fungi are used to produce antibiotics, cyclosporin, and other medicines.
And here you go, Kingdom Fungi. If you wanna know more about biology, visit our page, Vidal Productions, and stay tuned for more videos.
Well, yeah, that's all about for Kingdom Fungi. Thank you guys for watching our video, and hope you learned something about our video. And credits to Jessie for editing this wonderful video, and Fulton for making these parts of the video wonderful, and Filmora for compilations of all the clips. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you. Goodbye.